Love KidNuz, but not the ads? Starglow Plus is the answer. Starglow is the kids and family podcast network where you can find shows like KidNuz, mysteries about true histories, and What If World, all ad-free. Starglow Plus even offers audiobooks adapted for young readers. It's the perfect way to introduce kids to classic characters like Sherlock Holmes, Little Women, and The Great Gatsby. Mom and dads, you can subscribe to Starglow Plus by going to starglowmedia.com/subscribe. That's starglowmedia.com/subscribe. And teachers, if you're interested in Starglow Plus for your classroom, you can get a subscription for free by emailing info@starglowmedia.com. That's info@starglowmedia.com. Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Monday, December 1st, 2025. And we begin with the Super Bowl of shopping. Today is Cyber Monday, hot on the holiday heels of Black Friday. And if the experts are right, Americans will maximize the long weekend of doorbusters and prices too good to be true to drop a staggering amount of money on Hanukkah and Christmas. So far, those predictions are spot on. According to Adobe Analytics, U.S. consumers spent $11.8 billion online on Friday alone, with $12.5 million passing through online shopping carts every minute between the busiest hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Overall, the National Retail Federation expects this year's holiday sales to top $1 trillion for the first time ever. If that's a troubling thought, tomorrow might be the antidote. It's Giving Tuesday, a day to give rather than spend with your favorite nonprofits, like KidNuz, quietly waiting in the wings. For those of you who traveled for Thanksgiving, and it was probably a lot of you, getting home may have been tricky, especially if your route took you to or through the Midwest. A big winter storm that started in the Rockies slammed Michigan, Illinois, and Ohio over the weekend. On Saturday, more than 8 inches of snow fell at Chicago's O'Hare Airport, a new record for November, causing more than 1,000 flight cancellations and hundreds of delays that continued into yesterday. Today in the Midwest, the snow is tapered off, but bitter cold has settled in. By tomorrow, the messy weather will park itself over the Northeast. It's always good to have a backup plan. Last Wednesday in ancient Olympia, Greece, the birthplace of the Olympics, the official flame for the 2026 Winter Games was lit. Usually organizers handle the lighting the old-fashioned way by using the sun's rays and a concave mirror. But bad weather and overcast skies forced the ceremony inside, which meant instead of torching the torch with the sun, they had to use a flame previously lit during rehearsal. Now it's on the move. After a short tour of Greece and a handover to host country Italy this Thursday, the flame will begin a 63-day, 7,500-mile relay through all 110 Italian provinces before reaching Milan's San Siro Stadium for the opening ceremony on February 6th. The much-hyped Atlantic hurricane season officially came to a close yesterday, and while it produced some big events, it ended up a whole lot more average than forecasters feared. Not average, a wind reading from Hurricane Melissa as it approached Jamaica in late October. Using a device dropped into the heart of the storm, a hurricane hunter plane clocked winds of 252 miles an hour, making it the strongest gust ever recorded by the instrument known as a dropsonde, which has a parachute, takes its measurements near sea level, then falls into the ocean. Melissa was the biggest of the storms and made a mess of Jamaica, but none of the 5 hurricanes that formed this season made landfall in the U.S. for the first time in a decade. Once again, a teen who learned CPR was able to call on the skill when it was needed most. 10th grader Anthony Killinger of upstate New York learned the life-saving technique in middle school with many of his classmates as part of the DeMar effect, which was the fallout following the highly publicized on-field collapse of Buffalo Bills player DeMar Hamlin. Anthony didn't need to use it until just before Thanksgiving when his stepdad had a heart attack at home. While on the phone with 911, Anthony started CPR and didn't stop until paramedics arrived, with doctors later telling him his quick thinking made all the difference. "I was told it's like a 9% chance to just survive cardiac arrest," he told WIVB-TV. "Then it's another thing to survive and have no brain damage. It's crazy that he survived and didn't have any permanent damage." Anthony's stepdad, who he also calls his best friend, is now back home with a defibrillator implant that should prevent a repeat episode. Still to come, a holiday tradition that started by accident 70 years ago is back in action today. But first, we have a bunch of birthdays to celebrate for our friends in Anchorage, Alaska. Ginger, Rosie, Trixie, and Cece Filarski all just made or are about to make another lap around the sun. Girls, your mom and dad tell us you love your dance classes and adore your friends, and they want you to know that you're their light and joy. And birthday and holiday season is always fun chaos, and they wouldn't have it any other way. Happy birthday times 4. Now, today's KidNuz quiz. According to the National Retail Federation, holiday sales are expected to top what number for the first time ever? $1 trillion. What is the birthplace of the Olympics? Ancient Olympia, Greece. A dropson device picked up what historic wind speed inside Hurricane Melissa? 252 miles an hour. An upstate New York teen used what skill to save his stepdad's life? CPR. In today's KidNuz Kicker, nothing says the holidays are here quite like NORAD's Santa Tracker. And as of today, the site that allows kids to keep tabs on Old St. Nick's progress on Christmas Eve is officially live. This is the 70th anniversary of the tradition, which started by accident when a local newspaper misprinted a phone number for Santa. Instead of the big man, kids reached the Continental Air Defense Command Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado. The commander on duty, Colonel Harry Shoup, quickly assumed responsibility for answering questions and providing Santa's ETA to various towns and chimneys. Today, the job of answering more than 130,000 calls from around the world falls to a huge team of volunteers who use modern technology to track the Christmas Eve journey and social media to provide up-to-the-minute updates. Thanks again to the Filarski family of Anchorage, Alaska for sponsoring today's quiz. Happy birthday to Ginger, Rosie, Trixie, and Cece, who all have birthdays between November 25th and January 2nd. Shoutouts to all their friends at Romig Middle School and Denali Montessori, and hello to their teachers, Ms. Shearston, Ms. Sam, and Mr. Brent. And shout-outs for our other KidNuz classrooms, Mr. Brown and his students at Brookside in Stockton, California. Ms. Weiss and her bears at Montague Township School in Montague, New Jersey. Mr. Thayer and his tigers at Douglas in Watertown, Wisconsin. And Mrs. Reed and her lions at Longfellow in Fargo, North Dakota. Thanks for listening. As we mentioned at the top of the podcast, tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, and we at KidNuz would be grateful for your support. We're a nonprofit that counts on the generosity of our audience to stay on the air 5 days a week. All donations can be made on our website at kidnuz.org. From the bottom of our microphones, thank you, and we'll see you back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.